Here again, I'd like to greet you. It has been a long time, but for now I'm backing in a lecture which is called Enterprise Development by lecturer Elie. So I would like to come by helping you to understand the range of enterprise development intervention. We shall compare past and today so as to understand mostly on some points that can help the business, and which is again helping, or it has been helping a business from long time ago and even today. Welcome. So when we mean an intervention, it means an involvement. How does a business or an enterprise development has been involved? Again, when we mean an enterprise development intervention, already there are some factors that has helped the business, or that has been helping a business to grow or to move from one step to another as a development means. So there's numerous of factors which helping the business to access to its goal. When we mean a goal, it's a wrong things, or it's a wrong term which specify or which just interpret the main aim of the business. Because business can't, or when it just come without a goal or without a mission, it fails in any time. It doesn't have a lifespan. Because if you create something not only in a business but also in a daily life, it costs people to have a goal, and that is one key in a business that help it to run more fast, and it acts as a focus. When we say an intervention or a range of enterprise development intervention, by comparing a past and present, let's start the first point, which is called to access to the finance. When you mean access to the finance, it means there's a money, there's a cash, according to the terms you offer to the money, or the way you spell it. So when we say access to finance, it means let's take it in a past. In the past, they had used it to get a capital or an investment from the parents. Let's mean the parents for those who have them, but for those who doesn't have them, so it was very difficult to get a capital or to get an investment. But for now, it is easy, because in even a government they put the powers of empowering a new generation or empowering new entrepreneurs so as to help them to grow. And not only the government, but also there is some bank or some institution like a microfinance that where they put a power in giving a loan for the startup business or for those people who has an idea of business. And even there are some government fund, as I told you, like in Rwanda have a PDF and many more, but for the past it was difficult because it has just asked you if you have an idea to put just one step to another step, or to keep some few money, not like today, because for today it is a lot, because you can just access to bank, you can just ask to Elie. So but for now it is good. The finance, it's a good thing, because you can't start a business without a finance or without have money, because it's a main basic element in a business, because there's no business that can grow without a financial, or in terms of money. How can you buy your resources, or how can you buy the furniture, the materials? How can you just pay for the human resources? It's just a really difficult things, because you can't just run your business without this. So let's just move to another point, which is called scale and training. When we mean a scale, it's a good tool, or it's an idea, it's a thought that helps you to run a business. When you compare with the skilled one and unskilled one, when you put them in a business, they will never just act the same. Because if you have already trained about something, it gives you another advantages, because you are doing what you know, you are trying what you can. You know how can you just operate them. That's why you never just look like those people who don't know how he will just follow some instruction or some rules that he or she don't know. It will be a difficult problem. So let's take an example. If you are like an engineer in a mechanism, let's call it a vehicle mechanism, and you are not trained. So when you are not trained, you just do by just expecting. You're just expecting, you are trying to do something that you don't know, you are just connecting, you are disconnecting, connecting, by just finding good answers. How can you just go to the answers where you don't know how it has just started or how it is just operating? So it is not good, and it will never be good like those who just did trainings. Because if you did trainings, you are just doing what you know. You know the precautions, you know the instructions, and you know the difficult ways that can help you to run or to do what you are doing. So it will never be the same, because you know how can you minimize the cost so as to increase the revenue. If you just train it, it's another advantage. That's why I do encourage people or startup enterprise to train their employees, because it is helpful, because it also helps them to minimize some expenses or some wastage. Because if you are just using people who are not yet trained, or where they have a few trainings, they do try to do what they are thinking, not the precautions which you have set as an entrepreneur. Means that they will put you, or they will make you go in a deep. They just come and take you down. But you try to train them so as to avoid those losses and those difficult times to be involved. And the next one, that is what you call access to the market. So when you mean access to the market, people they don't have the same chance. They don't get the same opportunities of having a market and other means of selling. Because when you put it in the past, the market in many years ago, they have used it to make a trade fair or an exposition. Because they just brings many people, they do use it to bring the different products and they combine it together. They make a small market and they expose it if someone love it or wish to buy it, and they exchange good to good. And it was just difficult because there was no an internet and there was no another opportunity of displaying them. But for now, there is what we call a digital market. A digital market where you bring your product or services to the internet. And internet itself, it helps you to market them rather than the many years ago, because they do use just a trade fair, like a direct marketing. But for now, there is what we call an international one. You sell your product where you don't move by just selling or just for posting, and you get the clients by just buying them online without bringing them to your customers. That is why for now many businesses, it is really encouraged to use the digital market, because your product across the country, across the borders, across the continents, whether when you do just use the local one, how your product will reach out of the continent, and it will ask you again just to post, only to post. So let me just jump on another point, which is called an incubation. An incubator, when you mean an incubator, are those people who do accelerate. Let me call the accelerator and business incubators. Business incubators and accelerator, they do plays a great role in a business. Because when we say an incubator, are those people who just take a responsibilities of training or giving an advice for those people who are starting their business, who don't know how they can collect the information, how can formulate their business, how can earn the revenue, or how can just spend, get an expense, how they can spend in a business. For those who don't have enough skills in a business, so they do call an incubator, a business incubator or an accelerator. Because there are some offices or the people who took the responsibilities, who got they are an expert in a business, and they use this to give an advice for those people who are just starting up. There's incubator, they accelerate you. That is one function of accelerators, and they help you to formulate a business, and they also help to run them. They help to run their business and help to just correct some international informations and an update of the business. So it just helps you to know how can I enter in our business. You may just have an idea, but you don't have enough information. But those incubators and the accelerators, they help you to get those informations and those ideas of the business. The next one, when you compare them from today and even the past, you get a long or a great challenge or a great difference. So let's recall them in past. In the past, you do used to get an advice from the business or an advice of business from your parents, from the people around, from brotherhood. But it was not like today. Of course, you can't ask an advice anytime or any time you want. But for now, just approach them to the marketplace, and even for the internet, they are around. That's why you just put your powers in asking for an advice or a comment. Because a comment for the business is cool because it helps you to correct some errors, to get an update, or to know how others are working, how my computers just works. Because that it will be a good or a key element to win to your competitors. That's why the incubators, business incubators and accelerators are more helpful, and it helps and it has helped in the enterprise development intervention. Let me again come on technology. Technology has played a great role, and even today it is just playing a great role, because technology many years ago, it was not easy to access to an internet, and it was also impossible because an internet was not popular, or it was not a key that you can use to develop. Because also technology, it do uses by a skilled people, not for everyone. But for now, there are some things, or you just access to an internet and you ask some questions and you get a guideline, some videos that helps you to attend something. It was not like yesterday or like many years ago. But for now, you do just access to an internet and you do get an opportunity of posting the videos that is marketing your product or your business, and even an image that is spraying or that is just messaging the product you do just produce. That's why those 5 or 6 terms or points are hubs for in a business. You just keep it up and improve them, it will help you in a business. Thank you.